Hi! Today I thought I would teach you something new that I've just barely taught myself. The starting point for this is perhaps that Kalak wants to party. And Kalak is really tired of the same music playing in the toolkit over and over and over again, perhaps for over 400 hours, who knows. So I dove into the question of how to change or add the music in your mod. This will be one of those episodes, so to speak, where I will be talking quite a lot. It will be quite a long one, but what I will do is show you step by step how to add new music into your mod in the BG3 toolkit with Moonglasses. Why do we need a video on this? Well, because it's quite hard and quite convoluted. The music files in BG3 are not very accessible. They are, of course, part of the game. They can be extracted and you can put new music in. So there's not really any obvious functionality for this, but the people have found a way to do it. When it comes to adding new music, I found as many as 3 tutorials that sort of touch on how to do this and say different things. So I thought a video and a little summary that ties these things together and shows you what actually works, at least one way to do it would be good. To start off, I just wanted to mention one thing that was mentioned to me, which is not what I'll be talking about today, but if you should like to just change the music to something that's already in the game, then there is actually a trigger to change music. It's called music volume trigger. You can place it into your level. You can go to the sidebar and then you will see what sort of trigger type it is. Sorry, like so. Trigger type, you go down to the bottom, music events. And in here, you can potentially put something, like some sort of sound from the game that is in here. Set it and then decide whether this triggers on entering the event trigger or exiting it. And I've heard that some modders have gotten this to work. For the life of me, I cannot get this to work, so I decided to do the much harder thing instead, which turned out to actually be easier. So, and of course, this trigger will not be helpful for putting in new music into the game. So the remainder of this video, I will be talking about how to get new music from a file into the game. So let's start. We will remove this trigger, we don't need it. But I will now replicate like exactly what I did to get it to work the last time. So the way this works is that we will be setting a trigger in the vicinity of some sort of object that will have a dialog, but that dialog will only be sound, and thus it will start playing a sound file. Sounds like a convoluted way to do it, yeah. That's the only way people a lot more gifted than me when it comes to coding and modding have figured out how to do it as of yet. So first of all, we need the file. And this is where things can get very tricky, especially if you didn't like mess around with formatting files and stuff in the early 2000s. Like, we are going down a rabbit hole of audio file editing. Once you understand it, it is fairly simple. But so say that you have a song in MP3 format or even WAV format. We're going to have to convert that into the sort of audio file that can be put into Baldur's Gate 3. To complicate matters, this is a type of audio file that you can't easily listen to. So you can install softwares and stuff that is able to open it, but you can't just like open it in Windows Media Player. This file is a wem-file, so that's what we need, and it has to be in the right format. And this is very much based on the guides I found One of them is on our Discord, and that's where the script is taken from, and I will credit people in the video description. I will also post the links to the 2 other guides that could be relevant here. The issue with especially the 2 links I've posted that say something about generating the correct audio file is that they're not specific, and there is some uncertainty about what version of this audio program we have to use. So at least I will show you one thing that works. I will tell you exactly what I did. Step 1. You have to get a program called Audiokinetic. I will link it below. This program is free to use for about, I think it's 200 audio files before you have to get a license. So hopefully that's enough for you. Even messing around with it, I think I only generated like 5 total. And then when you have installed Audiokinetic, you actually have to go and open it. Go to wwise. How to pronounce that? I have no idea, but you can see it, right? And you have to install this program. You will get options about different ones to install. 2024-16, that's the default one that got installed. And then you see under this one, there is 2016 2.6. So why did I install this? That's actually because I saw a video guide that said that this is the version that worked for DOS 2. And it might be the only option for Baldur Gate 3 as well. And the video Crucible Gaming didn't go into exploring like if this is actually the case. So I'm also going to be the annoying person that goes like, well, I don't know if it's necessary, but it was the file that I made with this one, 2016-6, that actually worked in the end. Why? I don't know. So I will try to remake it now, and we'll see. Okay, so we will open it. We'll just call it, test 3. Why not? Okay. So make sure that it's set to Windows. There is nothing much to change here. And then just OK. So we don't have a license key. That's fine. We want to... I know the color scheme here is terrible. Let's see if we can change it. Yeah, maybe not. Let's import an audio file. So it doesn't remember where I had my file, but I have the file I've been using is Baldur's Gate 3 WAV file called Dark Corners. I just made a copy of it because I don't want to mess it up. So I'm using a WAV file of a soundtrack file from the game that I have acquired through certain sources. And it is now being imported, right? So we put it in there. It's the sound SFX. All right. Do we put anything else? No, we can just import it. This is where it gets a little tricky. You have to set different things because we are now going to convert this file into the WEM file. So we want to go to, first of all, let's check audio, sound banks. It should be in there. Anyways, okay. Let's change the conversion settings. All right. We now have our audio source, and we want to make sure that it will be converted to the right format. Okay. And the right format will be Vorbis. I saw another guide from Nexus Mods that says that if you're using he obviously was using a newer version of this software, and he said, or they said, not to choose Vorbis. I'm sticking with Vorbis because that's actually what worked. But there might be many different ways to do this, so I'll just show you what worked for me in the end because I spent way too much time on this. You can change the quality, just let's not touch anything for now. Okay, so another very important thing, according to the people who walked this path before me, is you have to go into project settings under project, go into sound banks, and then include this metadata. So GOID, max attenuation, estimated duration, and that should be it. So now when we go here and convert our files, wem-file should be generated. So yeah, Windows, fine, let's go. Encoding Vorbis. So it should be done now. And if we go to our... So you can tell I haven't used this program a lot, right? Yeah, under default work unit we have it, right? This is it. So let's right click and open the containing folder, right? So if we do that, we find out where our, it's some sort of folder in this project, but anyways, you have to go into your project folder and then you want to go into the cache. Windows, SFX, and you see a WEM file has been generated. I played around with this a lot, and what I found was that the WEM files that ended up being quite small, like 5 megabytes, compared to the ones that turned out to be like 50. So the small one was the one that ended up working in the end. I don't quite know why. I will copy this, and I will just save it for us in one of my audio folders. And I will call it audio for YouTube, right? We now have an audio file, and if we try to open it, it is certainly not going to play. So we don't actually know if it works. So now we have to do the game stuff to figure that out. It is possible to get a program to play these files. I didn't bother. Yeah, and another thing I want to say is this file size ended up being exactly the same one as the working file I made last night. Good sign for us. All right, so what do we need to make this somewhat convoluted way of running background audio? So we need a trigger. It will be an event trigger, and we'll just put it here. I saw it was mentioned that we need to edit some stuff in the sidebar for the event trigger. I did not end up having to do that. And we will need an object, and the object will just be nearby the event trigger, so you don't actually have to talk to the object. I'm feeling like we should put in maybe, yeah, let's find some sort of random object. Yeah, I think we'll put Clive in here, right? I'm just copying this root template. I'm just making a new one because I'm paranoid. You probably don't have to do that, but I'm doing it. So, Clive, welcome. We have the event trigger and we have the bear that will be responsible for, it will be the DJ today, so to speak. The nice type of DJ. The next thing we need is a dialog file. Yeah, let's make it big enough so you see what I'm doing. So pay close attention because we will be doing stuff that goes a little bit against what we've learned about dialogues and timelines and everything right now. This is a specific way to import and trigger music in the game. So you should not learn from this when it comes to dialogue creation in general. So we'll add a node. It will be a greeting node. This greeting node will also be the end node. The speaker will be the bear. It's the teddy bear. Okay. It is very important to change two things here. This dialog will not have a timeline, but it will be automated. And you see, you click automated, timeline appears by default, so remove it. So, and we will save it. Actually, let's save it. Yeah, so you see I already made one dialogue that triggered the music, but we will call it bear music. Okay. And now this is the dialogue node for the bear. As you can see, it doesn't have a string handle. There is nothing here. So what we have to do, because if we try to add voice now, which is how we're going to do this, we will add music. It won't be the voice, but the game thinks it's a voice line. It's not gonna work. Did we get an error message? No. But it won't work until we put something, right? We put something, we go out. If you go back in, you see, okay, we don't have a string. Yeah, invalid handle string, must be characters long, blah, blah, blah. Let's save it again. Open it again. So you see now that we had some text here and we saved it, a string handle has appeared. Now we can add voice. So select the speaker. Soundbank status, the soundbank does not exist. So we'll just create it. It was created successfully. Just to be sure, just close it again and I will add the voice. All right, we now have a sound bank. It has 0 voices. You can ignore all of this stuff. So this is for putting in voice lines for NPCs. And here you can add files for the mocap, face mocap, etc. Animations. This is possible. Not something I've done, but there are guides for this, and it can actually work really well, but that's a story for another day. We will just add this voice line. It will automatically load this from story dialogues in your project. So you see I've played around with different files here. We will now put in the one that we just made. So we had that in audio, right? Audio, YouTube, I just copy it. I'll paste it. Yeah, so here it is. Select, next. You get this option to select priority, P1, P2, P3, P4. This didn't seem to matter in the end. This is something you can play around with because it seems pretty logical to me that this should be a voice park or something, but I just selected the P1 story dialogue. All right, the voice is added. Good. So now, in theory, we should have a sound that plays when the bear says this. So this text you put in, you can actually just remove if you don't want it to show up, but it will be a nice way for us to see that our script is triggering. Because the next thing we have to do is to make a script. So just save. All right, script time. So we are going into the story editor. You can see the script I already made for the candle. We will make a new one. We will call it bear voice. An anonymous bear. And what I'm actually going to do for you guys is just copy what I already made and we will change it. So then you can see one example of how to do it and we just change it. So the first thing we want to do, according to what I read on Discord, is to put this dialogue in the database. So importantly, there is something in that guide about also having to assign the trigger to the player. In the end, I found that that wasn't necessary, but let's put the dialogue tied to the item in the database, right? So what we want to do now, we added new stuff, is just to generate definitions so that the game knows that the trigger and the bear is in here and the dialogue. So we want the item, right? The item is our bear. Do you think it just shows up easily? Probably not. We called it test. Oh, what is the bear called? Scorched bear? Yeah, it is the teddy bear scorched. And it's an item, so we can just, yeah. And our dialogue was bear music, was it? Bear music, yeah. So yeah, I'm just clicking Control Space to get suggestions for the little prompts I write. And then we go to the meat and bones of our script, as it were. If we enter the trigger, right, the following stuff will happen. So our trigger, which event trigger is this? We don't have many in our level. I assume that we have 2. So that would be trigger the number 1 instead of 0. Let's check that. So if you just press this trigger button up here, you can see the different triggers. This is that event trigger, and then we have another one. This is the event trigger we placed. Okay, so let's continue building this script. The dialogue resource is not candle music. It's bear something, isn't it? Bear music, I think. And the item is then, it is the bear. So scorched teddy bear. And then, like, if we enter the trigger, we are the players. So this is something I added, which seemed to help, strangely enough. And then, well, not then, but and this dialogue is started, then the music will start, right? So let's finish changing it. The dialogue resource is bear music. And the item associated with the bear music is still the bear. Clive the bear. This script should now work. Let us build it. Actually, before building it, let's move Kalak away a little bit so that she doesn't trigger it by accident. Because I want to test one fun thing. I will explain in a moment. Let's build it. Always exciting. Yeah, build success. All right, so one thing that has often been mentioned when importing audio files, whether it be for dialogue or music into the game, is that you have to close the toolkit and open it again for the music to have been loaded. This is quite annoying, so let's check now if this is the case. What should happen now when we move into the event area is that we should see the strange text we put on Clive, and the music should start playing.
Toes, toes.
So you see the text shows up, no music is playing. Let us restart the toolkit and try again. So we are now loading up the toolkit again. All right, so Kalak is not invited to the party. It is now Lae'zel. You can see the previous event trigger over there.
Positioning.
And this is the one we made. So Lae'zel will approach Clive. Yeah, can you hear it? Not exactly party music, perhaps. But the sound is playing. So what we have now done is import new background music into the game. This is quite a long track, so it will keep playing. I don't know exactly what will happen when the song is over. But maybe I'll let it play in the background while editing this video and then see if it repeats or not. You can probably set it to repeat. You can probably do a lot of things. But this is a very useful way of getting music into the game. Most annoying part is of course generating the file, and then also that you have to restart the toolkit for the file to play. One thing I did notice is that, of course, if you've put the file in and then you assign it to someone else or make a new script or whatever, it will play. So I think it's just that the toolkit needs to register that the file exists. But it's quite beautiful and it can be very useful for your quests. And of course, the advantage here is that you can use any music file, any MP3 file, and of course be wary of copyright and everything, but yeah, it opens up the possibility of adding any music you want. So to conclude this video, I just want to say that I didn't make this up. It was guided by different things people have written and things on the Discord, but I just wanted to make it available to you on YouTube as well and just show you that it works. So, with this scary music, I'll say thank you for listening. Alright, so I can confirm that after waiting for a few minutes, the song ended, and the toolkit is silent again. What happens if we walk back into the area? It plays again. Yeah. So what I will do is to ensure to show you what to put in so that the song doesn't repeat, so it will only play once. So at least I can give you the option to have it either play whenever you trigger it or let the trigger only work once. So you'll see that in the video description. Yeah, thanks again.